Now we're going to get into what is content. What is content is the top of funnel. This is for brand awareness, offer awareness, and also if you want to be known for a certain buzzword or concept, this is going to connect you to it. So over time, you're going to be known as the go-to person for this thing. Let's get into it. Okay, the first thing, it explains a new idea, concept, or something that might be either new to your audience or they may not fully understand. The reason you want to explain these things is because you don't want to alienate people. If someone doesn't fully understand this concept, and I'll get into some of the concepts next, they may just swipe because they don't get it. They're going to feel, I don't even know what that is. Now, let's say you're teaching on something complex like nervous system regulation or somatics, or it can also be something whimsical like manifestation or even embodiment at this point. You want to explain to your audience what it is, but also how you speak to it. We'll get to that in number 2. But for number 1, about explaining the concept, something that I get very often is somebody saying, okay, Irene, but my ideal client's already going to know what nervous system regulation is. Okay, 2 things to say to this. Now, generally speaking, now this isn't my statistic, it's a general term, statistic. There's 3% of people in your audience that are ready to buy. So 3% of people, they know they have a problem, they're ready to go, ready to change it and just take on the world. Well, there's a whole bunch of other people who may not even know that there's another way of life. They have no idea they have a problem. They don't even know. So as coaches, it's our job to show them through problem-aware content, through showing them a different way. So this is why you want to make sure that you're speaking to the things. And this content is very direct to the point. It just tells you what the thing is. Now, moving on to number 2, it explains your view on the topic. Now, going back to this topic of nervous system regulation, personal story. I used to teach yoga, Pilates, and I'm also certified in breath work. I'm going to speak to nervous system regulation very different than somebody who teaches EFT tapping or cold plunges or anything else. I'm going to speak to the breathing, just everything in a very different way. So now this is where you're going to own in your voice, your tone, and who your ideal client is by the way that you speak to it. So you see how this can be such a general term, nervous system regulation, but now you're going to speak to it through your experience, through your story. Let me give you some examples of these ones. So here's one of mine here. What the fuck? WTF is embodied content and why it'll make you more money than any other type of content. Now, I do this exact same thing. WTF is embodied content, let's say once every month, 3 weeks. However, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I was doing it a little more often. I wanted to be known for this. Let's look at a couple more. Have Emma's here, this very top one here. She has it pinned to her profile. What is embodied parenting and why you need to start implementing it today? So these are the ones where it's like you are explaining the concepts. Oops, we're not there yet. Now the next one, number 3. Now this one, they're all equally as important. So you want to create them at different times depending on your content strategy. One more thing actually on number 1. So when you're explaining this, what is content? I'm going to go back to the example of what is nervous system regulation. You want to create this in 2 different ways. The first way is going to be where you're completely nerding out. Use all the terminology, all the language that you learned in your classes and courses. And then maybe 2 weeks later, you want to explain it in layman's terms. Or maybe you can find a blend of both. But I find with these complex topics, it's really cool to really give your audience a chance to see both sides of you. Now back to number 3. Number 3, it explains a buzzword or topic that's unique to you and the thing that you want to be known for. This is kind of a similar thing for me. Like it's all going to create brand awareness and connect me to the thing, like what the WTF is embodied content. But also, I have a couple more examples here. Jessie, if you look on here, Jessie's page, she has right here, winner energy. This is winner energy. That's something that she wants to be known for. Now, she speaks to winner energy quite often, but when you have it here on your feed, it's like, okay, people come to your feed, they get to see that winner energy, Jessie's picture next to her, and you just kind of get to see it there. One more example, Elise here. What is sensual safety and why it'll improve your relationship and sex life? So you see it here, it's to the point, just what is it and why it'll do something for you. Now, some of the hooks. What is the concept you're explaining? WTF is, now these are just different ways of speaking what fits to your languaging. X concept explained. This is what X concept looks and feels like. This is where you want to tie the emotion to it so somebody can visually see themselves in the thing that you're teaching. What is X concept and why you need to know about it? And the last one, so if you notice, as we get further down, it gets a little bit more specific. So this last one here, what is the concept and why it will enter the thing that your ideal client desires? I have more examples for you on the next slide. Here's some very specific examples. So the first three are the most detailed ones. And this is where you're going to really speak to your ideal client because you're going to have them like speak right to the details. You'll see here. This is the one that I used. WTF is embodied content and why it'll make you more money than any other type of content. So the very end there, now when it comes to messaging, I can switch that to anything. It can be something like why it will attract your ideal client, why it will, whatever it is I'm trying to teach at the time. The next one, what is fierce confidence? Now, this is for a client of mine, one of my clients. She really speaks to fierce confidence. She has a program around it. So this is what she wants to be known for. But can you see here that by not going into more detail messaging, this can be quite general. What is fierce confidence? Fierce confidence in what? Are you a relationship coach and you're teaching fierce confidence to get through that breakup, to go out dating again? Are you a body image coach? Are you a binge eating coach? And you're trying to teach somebody fierce confidence to go to the restaurant and order anything that you want on a Sunday night with chocolate and dessert. So you see how you really want to own in and really give more detail there because that's the messaging. And just notice how it can be quite general without that. Another one here. Back to Jesse's. What is winner's energy and why it'll help you smash your XYZ goals once and for all? See with the detail. A couple more examples. What exactly is nervous system regulation and what it looks like for moms? Again, with the detail. Because I can see some people stopping at what it looks like, but even then, her client is a parent, they're moms. So this just makes sense for it to say that. A mom's gonna be like, oh, yeah. And you can even get more specific there. It could look like, what exactly is nervous system regulation and what it looks like for moms when you're trying to get your kid to leave the park and they're having a meltdown in the middle of other parents or in front of other parents. Here's the general term of it at the very bottom. What is XYZ method, which will be your signature method or topic concept, and why is it the only thing you need to the desired outcome of the thing you're teaching? The general framework for the what is content. Now I have some templates here, which I'm going to show you in a second. It's very to the point. Headline, explanation of the concept, tell us what it is, how and why it works, why it's valuable. You want to make sure you tell like why they need to know this, and action steps. Action steps is what's really going to take it to that next level content because educational content is great, of course. But when you can add a takeaway that they can implement right away, it like takes it to the next level, times 10. And I'll link the examples at the bottom as well, so you can go check those out. Now, here's the templates that you will get. What is content? And it's just laid out for you. Obviously, fill in the blank with all your branding stuff. What is embodied content and why it'll make you more money than any other type of content? Page 1, XYZ concept is. So it's pretty much all laid out for you here. How it works. And why is this valuable? A couple little prompts there. On this one here, you can see the example. This is, right here, what I said, why this will make you more money than any other type of content. I'm tying this back to my headline. You want to make sure that you're absolutely answering what you said in the cover. If not, you're misaligned. You're not giving them what they're reading, what they came for. Then you come down to here, X ways you can implement this today. Tell them where to go, what to do. Lastly, option to sell your offer that specializes in the thing. Do you have an offer around it, a freebie, or what do you want them to do next? I love the option to sell here because we're here to change lives. But whatever you have going on, make sure, excuse me, use a cute picture of you, offer awareness, have that there, make sure you're smiling, and that's it. You will have all the access here, so have fun creating.